And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Frame100 podcast. I'm Chris, here with my friends Jared. What is up, Jared?
What up? What's up? We
and
back.
We got Trevor.
Hello, hello, hello.
And special guest Sam, aka Locker74 Productions.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Yep, the man, the myth, the legend, he has arrived. If you're wondering, well, who is this Locker76 character? May I direct you to the incredible Ace Brickman series. Episode 1 is up, Episode 2 is in the works, and guys, it is a real treat. Let's be real here.
It's good being here. It's all right.
It's a real treat.
It's a lot of fun. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. We wanted to do this for a while, and now we finally made it. We're in the big leagues.
Yeah.
We're not big enough for YouTube Rewind yet, but we're getting there.
Oh God! I thought we said we weren't going to talk about that.
No, we said we were going to make a hit and run comment where we mention it once and then move along because it's not worth mentioning because it isn't.
That's true.
Very good idea.
There we go. And hello to everybody we got in the comments. We got Awesome Pants really likes Lego movie style Lego explosion movie style. Okay, I'm reading that right. The explosions
Lego movie style
in the Lego movie
explosion.
that are made of Lego.
I'm just kind of struggling right now.
Yep. Josh Nelson's talking about Lego explosions versus cotton ball explosions. Sebastian throws in his 2 cents on explosions. Everyone's talking about explosions. They must have read the title today.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
they're cool.
Topic right now. I'm confused.
Oh, just we're greeting the chat members and acknowledging the number of explosions and wanton destruction in a world on fire. You know, the usual.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So,
Oddly
Chris,
specific.
what's on our agenda today?
Well, in our agenda today, we're going to be talking with Locker74 Productions, as is in today's topics. We will be talking practical effects, and I threw just dank memes on there because I thought it was funny.
Who doesn't love dank memes?
All right, we got one person laughing. I'm hoping other people are laughing, otherwise it's going to be really stupid.
It's really stupid. I'm sorry. This is just a fact. Also, I realized my icon is still Santa. Oops. I probably should have changed that.
No, man.
It's not that big a deal.
It's December. It's Christmas.
It's almost
It's the
Christmas.
season for the reason for the treason.
Is it PewDiePie versus Teenagers Brick Film?
Oh. Gosh. Okay.
Man, okay, Jared, now you got me thinking. That what you just said works perfectly for the 4th of July.
It does.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Christmas.
That's
tis
actually
the
very
season.
accurate.
4th of July. Tis the treason.
Tis the treason.
That's good.
Or you could be like, tis the teasin, because Boston tea and the harbor.
It's too
No.
good.
Ow.
On LOTW
Wow,
Studios,
I
please
wish-
join. Please don't.
I wish
leave.
Tom
we
was
love,
here.
We love our British brick filming friends.
I wish Tom was here.
As William shows up the exact same moment as we're talking about this. Oh my gosh.
You know what I've been saying? You know what I've been saying for years in place of Thanksgiving and birthdays?
What?
Merry
Do tell.
Birthmas, and Merry Thanksmas.
That's
Hey.
perfect.
That works.
Keep it consistent.
I mean,
there we go.
Yeah.
Boom.
Merry Fourthmas. May the 4th be.
May the 4th miss.
Yep. Pretty accurate. But
That was a
anyways,
rabbit
I think
Yeah.
I think
practical
we're gonna
effects and
talk to.
stuff.
Yeah. Well, I guess do we want to interview Sam a little bit first? Talk to him
let's do
about
it.
some
You know,
Let's
some,
do it.
some
That's
stuff.
That's a good idea, but first things first, Isaac the Animator in the chat, bring it up again as soon as we kick into practical effects because I do have one for you that might help. But on that note, before we go there, let's talk with Sam. Sam the man. Sam I am.
Yeah. So I guess we'll start off with the most abundant of questions that we ask our viewers when we have them on here. So when did you start getting into brick filming, and what kind of got you into doing the art that is brick filming?
So I started when I was in middle school. I was born one night. My parents were gone, so I was like, you know what? I'll have some old action figures upstairs. I'll do some animation. I got home. I had to explain to my parents why I had G.I. Joes all over the living room and a camera. So
And the rest is history.
It makes sense.
when I got into high school, I actually was the only person in my video class when I was a junior. But when I was a freshman, I knew I wanted to do stop motion. So my teacher was like, you know what? I'll let you do, I brought a tub of Legos, a full tub of Legos to the video room. and I did animation for like the whole school year. Like,
I wish.
Okay, how
To
do
the
I
point
take
I
this
was-
class?
it's actually to the point where I was failing my other classes because I was more focused on that class than anything else.
Well, let's be real.
I
that's
I mean,
the most
it's
important
it's a
class.
good excuse to fail though.
Yeah,
I
mean,
I
I do
think we're all in
explain my-
agreement.
I had to
Let me
explain my
say,
parents.
the Frame100 podcast does not condone failing your classes.
Yes,
Study.
This is true.
Oof.
the school.
Study hard,
Jared,
kids.
Jared the joy kill here.
Sorry. Trying to be a good influence on kids these days, you know.
Ah, that wasn't a staff memo.
Let's see, what else? I started doing Lego stop motion about my sophomore year of high school, and then junior year they took out the video class, but my teacher was like, "All right, we're gonna roll you in my class, my actual like graphic design class, but you're gonna be in the video lab."
Nice.
Just like, okay. So, and then that senior year is when I kind of came up with an idea for Ace Brickman. It wasn't like the actual idea, but it was like, because I was at play practice. I was, me and Chris had talked about this. Early on stage, I was always missing my cues because I was looking up techniques on how to do stuff. It was like a detective, play. And I was like the background character. I was like, God, this play is really boring. I feel like I need to do, what if I did a detective one? I was like, okay. And then I put it off. And
here we are, Ace Brickman.
Yay. Junior year of college, dun dun. Ace Brickman's here. And so.
Woo.
Which is a fantastic film. Sweet. That's
What
pretty
would
cool,
you say?
though. Although I do have one
What
quick
would you?
Oh, go ahead, Jared.
No, I got a question. You back off. I got a question.
Back.
What would you say is like one of your favorite animators to watch these days?
Oh, I've got a lot of them actually, but my favorite one I'd have to watch Workshops, just because the stuff he does with just the small amount of sets he has is amazing. And then I always got to go with good old Keshinate. Always.
Classic man.
Can't go wrong.
What a classic. Yeah, I know Austin wouldn't really agree with that first pick, but I think each their own.
Good, but it just blows my mind every time that there's just a small amount of Legos in that video, but then he makes them into this big. And
it's funny because like your videos, or like at least Ace Brickman, like your sets are freaking huge. Like you make your sets like wider than anything, and I just find that kind of ironic and hilarious.
Too, and it's beautiful.
I have a wood dining room table that I animate on, and I fill that thing up with modulars and lights. Sometimes I'll come down, like I live with my parents. We'll just get that out of the way. Yeah. So I live with my parents. I live in my parents' basement. I'm not helping my cause here.
I wish I could go back to the parents' basement life.
The Frame100 podcast does condone living in basements.
This is true.
Yes, it saves money. I would build this, the set for I'm working on episode 2 right now. Jared actually kind of worked on the script a little bit. It's
very nice. Jared's good at his work like that.
Does. I mean,
that's the only reason we keep him around.
Which I would like to announce that Jared is going to be a character in the series.
Whoa, Jared, you didn't tell us about this.
Jared, I hate you. I'm jealous.
Look, I didn't know Chris was a character already in episode 1, so.
Actually,
oh, that is true.
What about me? I've been left out.
I'll find you a spot for episode 3, I guess.
Heck yeah, baby. Let's go.
They say nepotism won't get you anywhere in life, but congrats, Trevor, it worked.
Yeah. Hey, Sam, let me ask you an overused question, but what equipment do you use for your work films?
So I use a Canon T5.
Woo!
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Because
spicy.
It was a cheap camera at the time. I use Dragon Frame 4.
Nice. Join the Dragon Frame fam.
Join the crew, man.
And then I use an Acer. sure R Aspire, something like that.
That's a pretty decent computer.
And then I just use Adobe Suite to edit. And I say this so no one is confused. All of my lighting effects are done in camera.
They are.
Nothing is done in After Effects,
which is amazing. I love it so much.
I wish, man.
Which relates to our topic today: practical effects.
Yeah, just a little bit. Actually, I have one last question I wanted to ask. So with the name Ace Brickman, was that actually something that you came up prior to the Detective's Office set coming out, or did you just know you were going to make a detective film and the name just kind of sounded good to you, so you decided to use it?
Well, I know, like I said before, I knew I wanted to be a detective episode, but I couldn't figure out a good name, something that nobody had really heard of before. And then I saw that the detective set came out. I could really use that detective office, and then I was like, yeah, but I want a different name. And then I saw it already had Ace Brickman on the. Yeah, I can't change it anymore. So I just stuck with Ace Brickman, and it works. I mean, some people don't like the name, but it's.
I think it's a good one. It's classic.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I do
it's
too.
Crazy that no one has already done it. Like you would think somebody has already done it, but.
And they're all funny. They're all like really silly kind of ones, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say I'm not good with comedy. I mean, I can think I'm funny. That usually means I'm not, but I like to think I'm funny. But like I can't write comedy. I can write dramas and I can write serious stuff, but I can't do comedy. It's just something I always have struggled with.
Now, if I remember correctly, I don't know if this is right, but wasn't the trailer for Ace Brickman wasn't that like a senior project for college?
Yeah. So in order to graduate from college, I went to Pittsburgh State in Pittsburgh, Kansas. Go Gorillas. Graduate from my department, you had to come up with a senior project, which people in the past have done, like they've rebranded a company or they've. And I went through the senior projects before, and I was like, I'm not seeing a lot of movies on here, a lot of videos. I did Ace Brickman, so I made 3 posters. They're currently sitting in my office at work, looking at them right now. And the trailer, actually, surprisingly, was not storyboarded.
Really?
I don't. I mean, we'll just say it. I don't storyboard. I think of the ideas in my head. Just do it, and that's can be an issue sometimes, but.
Yeah, it's proved to be an issue for me at the moment.
But... Like I can't draw. I can draw stick figures, and that's it. So
that's what I do.
Storyboard. Oh, then I might try it. If Jared does stick figures, we're fine.
Okay.
Anyway,
it doesn't have to exactly be an epiphany.
So, cool. like Jared said in the chat, X Sims did do all the music. All the music is original. Them out. He did a good job. He's also doing episode 2.
Yeah, he's a fantastic composer.
He is. He's really good.
Yeah, another thing to love about the series.
And it's crazy that I think maybe it was a year ago we talked about the trailer, one podcast, and now you're on, and now we're talking to you about the first episode of Ace Brickman and the future of it, which is that's full circle right there. That's life.
The moment I saw that, I think it was Austin commented on the trailer, like, hey, we're going to talk about this in the podcast. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then I watched it. I'm like, and about my stuff on a podcast. This is weird.
Yep. Welcome to the spotlight, I guess.
I'm not sure if I like it.
It's to claim that we're in the spotlight, but
I don't like it.
At the least, we're like a flashlight, and we're holding it over something. You're like, this is cool.
So who found my trailer, by the way?
I think it was Austin.
Austin? Okay.
Yeah. I don't know how, but he did.
What, like 25 subscribers, I think, when I uploaded the trailer? And now I'm at 180.
Yeah.
Nice.
Look at the rise.
Which audience, that's your cue to go subscribe to him. Jared shared the link earlier. We're going to post it again in the description. Because if you don't know what you're missing out on, I pity you. So go find out.
Personally, coming from, me, I think it's a really good video and you should go watch it. There you go.
There you go.
No bias. No bias or anything.
Oh, no bias. Just think, I don't know who this Sam guy is, but, you should go watch his video. It's amazing.
There you go. You should put that like in your next trailer. Critics are calling Ace Brickman great, Sam.
Actually,
Awesome, Sam.
I think I actually have
the author,
like
but this is awesome, Sam.
I got the trailer set for next episode. I just got to finish animating the rest. It's the one that I showed in Discord last time.
Oh, that was amazing.
I think I'm gonna have that as my trailer probably like February, maybe.
Hey.
Which that'll be awesome. Which, hang on, quick. Was I supposed to record anything for that? I'm blanking out.
No.
Okay, cool. We're good. Sweet.
I just wanted someone else's opinion on it. So no. This mainly is for Jared. I'm gonna try and get some of it done to show at the Brickfest, whatever, in Alabama.
Woo!
In January. So
Yeah.
Nice. Hey,
I would come, but
I'm
I'm poor.
also
Come on,
vlogging.
Come on, Trev. Just come down, dude.
And
do it.
What day is that?
I'm literally gonna have no money. I'll have already spent all of my money on a computer. So, oof.
I have to pay rent, and I'm still going. So
What?
And student
That's
loans.
stupid. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. But seriously though, when is Brick Fair, Alabama? Because I'm wondering if I could. quickly
It's the
run some.
19th and 20th, Chris.
Ah, crap!
Yeah.
Class.
Forget class, man. You don't need class.
That's what I keep telling
Skip it.
myself, but it's not working.
skip class. We don't condone. Okay, they don't
Yeah,
condone
we don't
skipping.
condone skipping class and blah blah blah.
We don't condone failing classes, but we do condone.
Yep.
Skipping. I mean,
class.
you get like what 2 skips, and then it doesn't affect your grade. Come on,
Yep.
you're fine.
Of course, I want to be in the place where Sam's at, where my class is brick filming. I'm not entirely sure what that has to do with FPGA design, but Sam, you're an inspiration.
I did that in college too.
Chris,
Even
you
more
had class on
inspiration.
Saturday and Sunday?
Well, I'm probably going to be in the lab studying for stuff, but this isn't about my sob story. This is about Sam and practical effects. Which,
All right,
speaking
moving
of,
on.
I have a perfect segue, if we may. That clip you showed us, Sam, I don't want to spoil all of it, of course, but there's a lot of water effects that I love in that. And I absolutely love the spray bottle trick and just the way you went about that. You want to talk about that a little bit to segue into practical effects?
Yeah. So all my water effects. I don't know if I had a lot in the first episode. I think it's towards the end, whenever they find the girl in the alleyway. Spoilers. They find her in the alleyway. I was like, I feel like we need more than just the layer on Adobe After Effects. It's like, it feels like it actually needs to be wet. Well, I went to the store and bought a squirt bottle, and that's really what I did. I just filled it up with water, and then every frame, put it to like the finest setting it's got, where it's almost not coming out. Set, and then eventually you'll get enough water built out to where it'll actually start to drip and run down on the walls, and that's what I.
Which, that is just awesome. I love that so much.
It warped my table.
Oh.
Got wet and warped my
that's-
table.
Gotta
not
do it
good.
on concrete, man, or with some towels underneath.
So
Because I
so
pulled
what I-
that same trick.
was take like the party plastic tarp things you get like at the dollar store for like
Yes.
$1, and just taped them to the table, and then just put a towel underneath where the water would drip out, and that's what I've been doing. But
Nice.
That's genius.
That's pretty good.
It's a cool effect.
good
It
segue.
works.
Hey, that's pretty good. I feel like I'm the one that always brings that up in like any situation, whether it's on here or like IRL, all the
do.
time. It's
Yep.
just me.
It's so true.
I'm trying to figure out if it's their catchphrase or if it's your catchphrase now. I think you stole it.
I think it's Trevor's now.
iDubbbz did not invent this. It was all me. Sorry, guys. I'm taking all the credit.
Oof.
Oh, gosh.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, not to like break the conversation up, but I have seen Isaac the Animator talking about it a few times in chat. Have you
thanks
guys
for the
seen the
reminder.
Avengers 4 trailer? No. I'm gonna cry.
So quick
Here's what
story
happens.
before I pull us into the practical effects angle of that. Because Isaac, I got you, bro. I got something for you. So
We got your back.
yeah. So Trevor and I, we were talking
Get your
about.
back.
That was perfect. I love it.
Sorry.
So Trevor and I were... No, don't apologize. That was beautiful. I would cry, but we're on air. Anyways, so Trevor and I, we were talking the other day about the overexposure of trailers and trailer hype in in cinema. And how it's just kind of annoying how everyone hypes about the trailer reveal, the teaser reveal, the teaser trailer reveal, the title reveal. We just thought, okay, experiment time. Let's pick a couple movies and refuse to watch any of the trailers and see if that actually does enhance the experience. Well, the two movies we picked were
made a
Lego
mistake.
Movie 2 and The Avengers. I'm sorry, Trevor, but I caved on Avengers. I watched the trailer. It's legit, but I'm standing my ground on the Lego Movie. So there you go.
I have been betrayed, and I feel horrible. Also, Spider-Man trailer today. When is that happening? I am actually going to watch that one, but yeah.
You can't watch it.
I think we
You
just
can't
come
watch
back
No,
into the spiral.
That's
of
the
what
one
we're
I've
trying
given
to do.
myself the exception on. That's the one I've given myself the exception on. I'll watch at least the first trailer, but I've heard rumors that it's like 2.5 minutes long. So I definitely don't think I'm going to watch anything past that because Sony does tend to just, spoil like all their movies in their trailers. So.
But yeah. So long story
But
short.
anyways, that's besides the point.
Yeah. So long story short, getting back to what Isaac was saying with the trailer, and trailer recreations, I think, are a great place to talk about practical effects because most people don't do them. And this is
At Huxleyberg Studios, you will never ever be heated as my favorite animator, and nor will I ever respect you as an animator. Thank you. Goodbye.
Whoa,
Sorry.
Hold up. Do you want to start World War III? That's Orion's job.
Wow.
Oh, close were you to your mic?
This is true. By the way, Orion's probably not watching this, but I love you, man. You defy the odds.
Yeah. I think Orion's just everyone's most favorite person in the brick filming community, and he's not a brick filmer. So let's just do with that as you will.
It's just a fact.
Yeah. But anyways, with trailer recreations, I think this is a good place to do more practical effects. In fact, Isaac, we were talking about this the other day, because in the Avengers trailer, you do see a bit of Thanos walking around, and you were like, well, I don't know if Thanos could maybe green screen it. But I'm thinking, no, that's a scene where you don't really want to green screen it, because the point of that in the trailer is to show the tangibility of the fact that Thanos is no longer going around snapping half the universe. He's done. And so that's an opportunity to, do the practical brick build background. Heck, that's probably a place where I would literally go into the backyard, grab some blades of grass, stick them in some clay, and use that to get the hand stroking across crops effect. If you got no clue what I'm talking about, go watch the trailer. Except you, Trevor, stand your ground.
Trevor, you can watch it.
The point being, that's a great place, I think, where we automatically jump to green screens and jump to using the backgrounds, which is kind of frustrating because it's basically just the same trailer as before, with just a Lego minifigure put on in front of it. And what's the point of that? It's not nearly as creative, So there's my rant.
I will say though, if you're gonna
I agree, Isaac. His videos they aren't brick films. It's just a bunch of composite animation. That's all it is.
I mean, I think you can call them brick films, but the way Huxley does things, he sees a trailer, he quickly tries to get it done as fast as possible because then he can capitalize on
which
views
I
and he can have fun
understand
with
that, but I understand wanting to get it out quickly, especially for relevance and stuff. But yeah, it's just.
Yeah.
Stop memeing on me in the chat, please.
Isaac is so funny. Isaac is so funny.
Isaac is our favorite viewer of the week, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sam, what were you going to say?
If you are going to, I'm not condoning this, but if you are going to use a green screen or a blue screen, make sure you know how to blue screen and green screen.
Make sure the lighting's even and all that garbage. Yeah,
because
no spill. No spill.
No spill.
If you want to see a terrible example of green screening, go watch all my old BCC crew videos. There are some awful gems in that one.
Still work. I don't like to use green screen or blue screen a lot because I don't exactly know how to do it. I still get spill, but I just use masking to fix that. But I mean, if you want to use it, go ahead. But
hashtag no spill 2019. Make that trending.
That's perfect. But for real though, I mean, it's with any tool. Don't go and use a chainsaw if you don't know how to use a chainsaw properly. Now, granted, a green screen won't kill you. A chainsaw will. The joke has been overanalyzed now, but use the tool properly.
That's not true. Green spill will kill you.
Yeah, I mean,
this shows you how much I actually know.
Which is nothing.
You can kill the video.
Oof.
Yeah, see?
But anyways.
Rip in pieces.
Oh, Lord. Actually, the one...
if I offend anybody for saying don't use a green screen, I'm sorry, but that's just...
Rio said, my uncle died from green screen.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, man. That's
rough.
Our condolences.
I actually ate him.
Oh God, Rio.
In the arms of the
I feel...
angel.
Please go watch Rio's vlogs. Just please go watch them.
I've been watching his tutorials and stuff like that.
I've had too much fun with those, not gonna lie.
Like, they're just so much fun. They're so entertaining, but you still get stuff out of it.
Slaps table.
Where's my flip the switch meme, Rio? I need that somewheres, please.
Oh, we have a question. We have a question.
All right.
From Lunar Octopus. He says, question: how would you guys make a space background using practical effects, of course?
Oh man. Oh, how would we?
So what I would do probably is go to like your Walmart or something and just buy a space fabric. Just light it accordingly.
So.
Or just don't do what I say.
That could work. See, I'm thinking Interstellar. Like, the ship effects are all practical. They actually built a physical endurance and used that for all the spinning tricks. But they composited the space background behind it. So I dare say, look at the space background. You might not be able to do that very practically unless you go to the International Space Station. In that case, please invite me. But you can certainly do the effects for the ships practical and use that to work around the limits of, well, none of us brick filmers are Elon Musk. We can't go to space.
By the way, Rio Force, space fabric, it's a thing. Trust me.
It is.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
I did home ec in high school and I had to buy it.
I didn't even know it was an option.
Yeah, I honestly, I want to highlight what Rio just said in there. Specifically stab holes into a foam board and put a light behind the foam board. Yeah, that's a really good technique, and it's honestly something I really want to try. I want to do it in this video in episode 6 that I'm working on right now, but I didn't start consistently doing it, so doing it just randomly now would not work. But yeah, it's a really good technique. If you guys know who Blacksmith Films is, he actually. I know, right? Yeah, I believe he's working on a Western brick film right now, and I think he had some images posted on Twitter of him kind of doing the same thing. I'm trying to see if I can find.
It's like the starry sky with the teepee shot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like you could probably do get like a black poster board and get like those 1x1 like white tiles, and just stick them on the black poster board and like get your characters like out of focus get your characters in focus and the background out of focus, so it looks kind of like in a starry, bright background. Maybe I'm not sure that could work, but I think poking the holes in the poster board with a light behind it would look probably better.
I just posted the link actually in chat to it's just one of his test shots. If you go to his profile, there's a few more. Honestly, I kind of like the way the test shot looks the most, as opposed to some of the other ways he does it. Like the final setup, I think the stars look kind of weak, but I think he probably did that on purpose, not to like de-emphasize the action going on in the foreground.
Yeah, that test shot. Mm-hmm. I like that a lot better than the first one.
Yeah, I like how it shows up more in the first one, but I feel like in the final it actually is a bit more practical.
Yeah, it looks more like a Starry Night. That one just, like you said, looks like someone just poked holes in. I really like watching all of his behind the scenes stuff, though. It actually gives me some ideas.
I love behind the scenes videos. I really want to try and consistently do some more. Like I actually haven't filmed anything for episode 6, so doing that would kind of not work out very well. I do have a bunch of footage from Torment still, and I have been going back and forth on whether or not I want to upload that, but I doubt with the time I have that'll ever happen. But you'll still get a documentary and everything from me.
Yeah, that'll be good.
That's for sure. So
I just live stream. I don't really like. I'll live stream and just show people behind the scenes of Ace Brickman and stuff like that, but I can't I don't like talking on camera. I like being behind the camera more. So.
Yep. I think I might start taking just like some clips here and there of like new stuff or interesting stuff I tried. I did that with my brick film for 25 brick films at Christmas. So if you go to Brickerback, look at the project, you'll notice a comment I made to Mini Delicious Pant about how I dumped a gallon of water on my set, partially inspired by Sam.
You did.
And I did film a little bit of that setup with like the 6 or 7 towels and my soaked webcam and all that. So I might like take more clips of that and just kind of post that as my behind the scenes. But I mean,
dude, I'd love to see that.
Same old. I don't want to share it. But if it's new like that, I definitely do want to share it.
I was kind of curious how you pulled that off.
Well, since we're
speaking
talking
of
the
events,
yeah, Chris.
Speaking of the whole what is it? The whole water bottle spray thingy to represent rain. Sam, did you actually get that idea from Thomas Evans from Forlorn to do that, or was that something? Yeah, okay, because I know that was where it technically, I guess you could say, originated. I'm using air quotes on that.
I was trying to figure out how to do it, and I'm on that Facebook page, the Brick Filmers United thing, whatever.
Woo.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really post on there anymore, but I put a comment. Yeah, I posted a comment like, "Does anybody know how to, make it look like it's actually raining?" And someone just linked me his channel.
That worked.
Started spraying it, and really, I got it from him, but I just a little bit more since it's supposed to be pouring rain in this. And just a heads up, I totally stole that from Heavy Rain raining thing. So, because that's my favorite game ever.
Oh, it is.
That'll work.
It's a good game. It's a good game.
Nice.
Would play again.
Not just using the spray bottle, but I kind of wanted more of the pouring effect, so I literally just grabbed a water bottle, just kind of pour it around. But I noticed that same kind of droplet effect on the sides that you get from using a spray bottle. That wasn't nearly as clean or concentrated.
Actually runs down the building if you just use a squirt bottle. And actually looks like it's running. I feel like I'm talking a lot about that, but
it's perfect.
Oh, that's why we invited you on the chat. We're not exactly discussing philosophy here.
So everyone knows, I'm like waving every time you guys say my name. I'm like, hi, and then like waves. So I think you guys can't even see me. So
crap, now we really need to go back to webcams.
I'm curious.
I don't think we do.
Chris did it. I'm curious how Chris you did your setup. Like I'm curious to see it like in your behind the scenes video.
Too.
Oh, I'll definitely be sharing the video footage. It's on my phone somewhere. But the idea was that I had a big rock arc. You only ever saw the center of it, so it looked like it was a big wall with just a hole. Well, on that arc, I made like a little ramp that went away from the camera downwards.
Right.
And so I pour water from like a little like a little glass Pyrex thing. I pour it across that ramp and I do it back and forth, so it traveled on the sides and kind of drip over the rocks. The bad news is that I couldn't really get it to be an even flow of water, which I think would have been really nice. But I don't think it would have looked very well at the camera frame rate, and I only had so much time to work on it, only so many resources. So I think it did the trick. It got water flowing, and it kind of filled up the entire area. Like that whole base plate had like a couple walls around it to hold in the water. Unfortunately, there was a leak right near the webcam, so it started to drip over the towel and all over the concrete of the garage. But it would basically pool the water enough so that way you could have the minifigure standing in water, and the dripping would keep adding to that. So it's basically I guess if Sam's water sprayer method is a scalpel, then my bucket method is a chainsaw.
And if it works, if it works and it's stupid, it ain't stupid.
Yep,
that's true.
Hey, like my microprocessor's instructor said,
this is
not stupid if it works. And I just realized that I mentioned chainsaws twice in this episode. I think it's more times I mentioned chainsaws in a Frame100 episode in a non.
You're gonna look like an insane.
Yep.
Chris is actually Leatherface confirmed.
Oh gosh. That movie creeped me out as a kid, so let's not talk about that. I still have nightmares.
I think of myself more as a hipster lumberjack than a serial killer.
I'll take that.
That's a little bit better.
3 references right there. Goodness gracious. But yeah, water. One thing I would
Yeah.
advise being careful of with water, though, for any of you who want to try this at home, don't do stickers and try to avoid printed pieces. So
That's
the
true.
minifigure that gets the water dumped over, I deliberately cut it up with an X-Acto knife and put on some acrylic paint. So it's already grimy and dirty. It's symbolic. You'll figure out why. So I wasn't worried about the water affecting the printing. But if there's one thing that 5-year-old me learned from, bathing and playing around with a Lego boat back in 2001 or something, it's that enough times of having that Lego boat in the bathtub it will ruin the printing. So use sparingly.
So what I do whenever I do police tape training, I just take Scotch tape, like that clear Scotch tape, like the invisible tape, and I put it over the top, and then I flip around and put another piece, and then just cut it out, and it's waterproof, and you can just.
Hey, that's pretty good.
That's pretty smart, actually.
I don't have to keep, because I have a whole page of police tape ready to be cut out, but I figured, why do I need it? That though, if I'm just gonna make it waterproof, so I did that, and it works.
Which, while we're on that note, I don't know if this technically counts as a practical effect per se, but it would definitely substitute for masking and compositing and editing. But do you guys have any good ways to print stickers that would go on Lego bricks? Because I got these bric-a-brac stickers that look really nice on some of these tiles, and I was wondering if there was a way to do that with other logos or designs or stuff.
I've tried doing with the little labels that you can make for envelopes and stuff. I remember I printed out 2 of those of just really tiny Lego movie posters that I've used in some other builds before. And I've done that for wall stickers and posters and things. So
that'll work well.
It doesn't work too badly. It kind of depends on what kind of printer you've got, which I don't have a very good one. So
if we go back to 2009, I used to do the labels for clone decals, and I spent hours and hours on trying to make it perfect for my clone troopers. But those labels are really nice. If you can print them out correctly and you can cut them out and stick them on your bricks, and they work perfectly for, I would say, no more than a year, because they probably end up getting rubbed off by the time you start using it more and more and more. So I think labels might be a good option, but other than that, I'm not really too sure.
Yeah, I guess I'd love to get those transparent stickers that Lego uses. I was thinking of the Ace Brickman name origin, and it would have been cool if you wanted to otherwise for some reason to print a transparent sticker, put it on that piece instead of Ace Brickman, and just be all right, now he's Ace Chaseman. Oh crap, it's already being used.
I did
Mr. Jaseman.
Company that does graphics and stuff, and we can actually make our own stickers and stuff like that. So anytime I need something for a Lego figure or a window decal, I just talk to them and they'll print it out on a clear material, and then I just pay for it's usually $10, $15 for them to do it for me. The perks of
out pretty far in advance. Sure
I realized I have to find some way. I need some sort of train or subway looking sticker that I can use for episode 6. And I realized I work at a sign shop where I could easily make that, and I've been trying to contemplate ways to do it.
I would just
the answer's been laying in front of my face the whole freaking time.
I would say just use the resources you have in front of you. I mean, even if it's $5, it's better than doing it yourself, and it's going to screw up. I mean, personally.
Yep. Because definitely don't want to pay say $30 for a sheet of stickers that don't work for the one brick film that you're going to use them for. Don't do that.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back to a question that someone had. Awesome Pants asked. He basically asked, how would you do explosions practically?
Ooh.
That's the method personally that I would go with is literally you're gonna have to just animate all of it in camera.
Yeah.
I don't think it looks the best. In the Lego movie, I know they have all the explosions and stuff and smoke and everything. That's all done with actual Lego bricks. I think in terms of the smoke, it really doesn't look that good. I know there's one shot where they're in the melting chamber, the melting room, And there's that point where Wildstyle's like up on the girder, like the girder stuff, and she does like a backflip through this like
I know the scene.
This black smoke that's like coming up out of something else. I think that looked honestly really trashy, even though it was like in like some sort of slow motion thing or whatever.
Well,
but
the smoke was too
I think
dense. Like it looked like just a Lego built
exactly
structure as opposed to something transparent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which honestly, if you're gonna do something like if you're going with an explosion, it's kind of more like you're gonna want to have like pieces very concentrated at the start, but as the explosion starts to spread out a bit further, you really want things to be a lot more broken apart. And I don't know what I'm trying to say really.
Expansive. It's exponential.
Because there is a part I think in episode 3 of Ace Brickman something explodes. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, so my idea was practical effects and visual effects. So like Trevor was saying, use the smoke, like the actual like I go to like what is it, audio blocks, video blocks, stuff like that, and I just rip something out and like that's a smoke effect. So like it's like ink and water or something like that. For the rest of that, just animate everything just kind of going out. And you might have to mask some things. But I mean, that's just what
trick.
Yeah, I mean, we're not saying you shouldn't use visual effects. You can use a mix of both. I mean, I personally think it helps.
Yeah, like I think another thing too is you want to focus on the lighting because an explosion is literally just a giant burst of like flame and light and stuff. So it's like
it's true.
That I think when most people do explosions, they kind of just stick to using, if they're going to use bricks, they just use bricks. They don't worry about making sure that there's like orange lighting, emanating out of it as the explosion is going off. So I think that's really something that people should probably focus on a bit more when they're doing them. I know Pantsa Hat actually a few times does some explosion effects, and they honestly really don't look too bad. And that's something, like I would love to see more of that done with brick films, is more like smoke and flame and explosion effects, because like I know again in the Lego movie they do a ton of that stuff, and it doesn't look really that bad. It's I don't know, it's just something that it would be cool if more people started to do stuff like that. I do a little bit of that in episode 6 in the intro for that. But not nearly to the degree that people are going to be like, wow, that's really cool. I like that you focused on doing that.
Yep.
Wow, that's really cool.
Hey, that's pretty neat.
Hey, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Let me go back to another question. Josh asked, how we would do Lego clouds.
The same way I would do explosions. I would
cloud.
No, practically. Go grab a cloud, stick it over your Lego set. If you want an explosion, put some dynamite underneath your set, and I'm gonna get in trouble with parents for saying this.
And pull the trigger. Hit the button.
Yep.
Get that thing lit.
You want some C4
in
the garage? Why not? No, seriously, don't blow up your Lego.
If you have access to
the Frame100 podcast,
oh my god.
Blowing up Lego.
This is the M100 podcast.
I thought it was the Photo 12.
We're just on it today. But actually, so actually getting back on topic, with the clouds, honestly, I think like I know with the Lego Batman film that I did 2-ish years ago for the Lego Batman movie contest, there's the one scene where he's standing on top of the one like skyscraper, and there are clouds in the background. I actually had that on a piece of paper. The piece of paper was sandwiched between some like Lego bricks that were holding it up, and I actually every single frame I pushed it a really tiny amount so that it actually looked like the clouds were moving. And I had the camera zoomed in enough that, I didn't really run out of space for the paper to keep, moving. So that's something that I think not many people have bothered to do, is like actual like moving clouds, unless you literally you have the picture and in post you just, have it move along at a very slow rate. But again, I personally love doing more stuff in camera. So that's what I will.
Let me
resort to.
let me ask this. What do you think is a better option? Doing like cotton balls for clouds or Lego built clouds?
Lego built
Lego.
clouds.
It depends on the context.
Yeah.
So if you want to make them look far away and wispy, cotton balls are probably your best option. If you want to make them somewhat substantive, or if you want to put something on them, for instance, definitely Lego.
Exactly.
It's kind of my 50-second analysis.
I mean, and again, I think the Lego movie showed, clouds again are possible. Like natural effects are possible with Lego. You just kind of have to be a bit more ingenuitive about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Agreed.
And I like that. Like, I know that emphasis kind of wears off in the other movies, but I don't know. I think that's still why the Lego movie still stands the test of time.
I mean, I think the movie itself kind of started this little notion of doing practical effects in your brick films. Like, I don't know if that's a scientific fact or not, but I feel like it kind of like set a course for making more practical effects and stuff like that. You know what I'm trying to say?
Like,
oh, absolutely.
Like Dan says, it definitely forces you to be creative in the way you attack doing certain scenes and stuff.
It makes you a better builder too.
Chris, do we plug this now? I know it's not really like official, but do we plug the idea that we had?
Oh, the analysis idea?
Yeah, I think because Chris and I were talking a little bit about we wanted to do an analysis of the Lego movies that have released thus far. So I think be on the lookout on both of our channels for stuff like that. We're going to analyze all three of the films and then maybe speculate a bit about the second one. Because, again, both of us, we saw the first trailer. We saw the first trailer that released, but we didn't watch the second one. Well, I guess the first one was technically the teaser.
Yeah, it was a tease. A little tease.
And then the actual... Well, no, I think it's actually listed as trailer number 2, the one that just came out a couple weeks ago. I don't know. Who cares?
Who cares? You can't watch it.
We can't watch it. So
we can't watch it anyway.
For those of you who are wondering, why are they doing this? How are they going to keep themselves accountable? Well, the idea is that if we can both abstain, then we're going to meet up and actually watch the movies IRL. So that's our motivation right now.
Eventually, hopefully. I don't know. It's probably not going to happen. It makes me kind of sad.
What's going to happen is I'll find the release date, and I got Sky Miles, so I'll meet you where you're at. We'll figure it out.
Sky Miles.
Sky Miles.
That's how we do it.
Best. See, that's my favorite practical effect. Sky Miles.
Sky Miles.
Oh God. Yep. I guess talking more about practical effects. If you go to Harrison Allen or Sir Squid or Annoying Noises Productions, I don't know. He goes by all the names. If you go to his Twitter account, I'm trying to pull up the link as we speak, and it's getting thrown in chat right now. But he does an effect in his Brawl film, The Court of Conundrums, where he uses like a cloth he explains it in the little description above the picture. For the purple fog effect, when the Lord of Conundrums drinks the purple potion, or the potion purple, I waved a cloth napkin around the set for an 8-second exposure, which blurs it out and makes it look like fog. And again, I think that really blurs the line between it looking more like Lego and less like natural stuff.
Which is pretty cool.
But it looks really good, honestly. And I think that's, all the people that complain about, well, the Batman movie isn't as cool because it uses, smoke and mist all over the place. Like, I mean, it's obviously visibly possible now to do that in brick filming. Granted, you have to have an 8-second exposure, which is kind of
yeah, you have to have a DSLR for that. So
you're literally doing you're doing at least 8 seconds per shot.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah. So
I can do that.
I don't think that shot in itself was very long. I don't have the video pulled up, nor do I plan on pulling it up. But I don't think it was a very long shot per se. So yeah, who knows? If you had the patience, I would say go for it. But
I mean, it's not necessarily an 8-second shot. It's like, so you still have for example, you still have 15 frames per second. It just takes 8 seconds to take that photo. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I meant.
To clarify. Yeah.
like in the process of you taking that one shot, I guess that one picture, that is not going to be shorter than 8 seconds. So you can't exactly like 1 second click, 1 second click, 1 second click.
Yeah, it'll take you like maybe an hour to do that shot, probably.
Yep.
Like that one
and he
shot.
says that he used just a cloth napkin. Like I wonder if using a tissue, since it's
Yeah.
Maybe that is what he means, but I wonder if using a tissue, like since technically tissues are lighter.
Yeah, he may have used like the tissue paper you can put in like birthday bags. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like the ones you can put on lights that Rio has said in his tutorials.
Hey, there you go.
Rio, pay us. We just plugged you.
Yeah, right.
I expect the check in the mail by tomorrow.
Talk with us about advertising slot at the beginning of the podcast.
All 2 cents.
This podcast is brought to you by Rio Force.
Oh, you kind of did that last week though with Brickstar 2018.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, by the way,
you
guys should be entering
for that. Do it.
Yep.
Yes, I should enter.
I have to do that at some point today or tomorrow. I'm gonna get on that as soon as I remember.
Sam, you have to enter.
You could win
Brickman.
Lego.
I think I'm going. I entered it in what is it? Brick Filmers Guild.
Brick Filmers Guild.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have to do that one too.
Yeah,
I need to enter
in both. If it's a 2018 film, it is certainly available.
Okay.
Brick Stars.
Stars.
In chat.
Thanks for, hey Max Sue, thanks for watching the podcast.
Should we move on to dank memes now?
I just kind of threw that there because I thought it was funny.
Hey, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Can we
dank memes?
Let's talk about that bowling film that Trevor
yeah.
linked
well, now it looks like
I
that
gotta grab
film's
the
going
link
to be a
for that
dank
now,
meme.
too.
So,
I mean, it's pretty dank.
It's got some dankness in it.
It's
a
pretty
dank
dank. It's a dank film.
too dank.
So we're going to be talking about another what is
Link
it?
it, Trev.
Another
It's like Lego Bowling
working on
Heroes, I think.
Yeah, another Alexander Studios film, because I think we've talked about him and his stuff a few times on the channel now.
Does it remind you guys of like Michael Hickok's and FK films, but it's like taking up like 10 steps? Like it's just a lot better.
It's honestly it's I would say it's borderline, but that's not the right word because there's still an uncanny, like it's still obvious that there's actually a lot of time being spent and put into this.
It's
even
slice
down
of
to
life.
just the fact that there's lighting.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
it's slice of life, but it's interesting slice of life. Like Michael Hickok, he's just trying to create stuff that people can relate to. Lego fishing, Lego camping, Lego stare at a wall watching paint dry. I don't know. But at least for Alexander Studios, he put some atmosphere into it. So it's slice of life, but you're
and there's actually a little bit of personality to it as well.
Yes,
with Hickok's stuff, there's practically little to no personality in any of the stuff he does. It's very static and robotic and boring. And if you're watching this Michael Hickok's, please change. I'm gonna cry in the corner now.
I think what
before we go on another tangent.
I think why it relates so much to like Michael Hickok's or FK films, like I think it's designated towards like a specific audience. I think that's why we get that generic feeling to it. But it's just like a totally different feel, I guess. Like the lighting's different. He does a lot of creative ways with the light, like the spotlight he did when the bowlers
are walking through the notice.
Yeah, that was
a really cool spotlight trick that he did.
What blew my mind was the set design.
Which, hey, it was a practical effect.
Yeah, exactly. The set design is something we've talked about before. The sets he has are absolutely massive. Like I think he literally just has a whole city layout that he has built wherever, most likely in the basement, because that's where we all live.
Yes.
And it's like it's all set up and everything, and it's got to be massive because I mean he's shown in his other films that a lot of the stuff is interconnected and everything.
The bowling alley is so cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
It honestly it harkens back to me remembering episode 1 of My Unluckiest Life because like. Funny enough, Alexander's done 2 bowling films now, and they both came out after mine. So again, I also expect a check from you at some point too, Alexander. But anyways,
hashtag
for the idea. But it's like it is a very big set, and that's something I definitely remember trying to encapsulate in my film because bowling alleys are very large in nature, so. In nature, does that make any sense? No, it doesn't.
Nature.
in reality,
it's in nature.
That's true. Yeah. Thanks for the backup there.
No problem.
But
Anytime.
but yeah, it's a massive setting that he has it all, set in, and I think it works to very good effect.
I will give any film credit that can do a successful walk cycle on flat tile.
He did.
Oh gosh,
Yeah,
he does it. He does it
much
really
credit.
well.
If Austin was here, I think that'd be like an A+ walk cycle.
Like
I think.
Probably. I mean,
I think
it's,
it was.
It's pretty,
I didn't
it's pretty
see any
slick.
choppiness. I didn't see any like stutters. It was smooth from point A to point B, and it worked really well. And I really liked how he did it.
That's something
Austin's
I wish
walk
I
cycle
could
of the
do.
week, ladies and gentlemen.
It's interesting because he uses the same cycle, as me, and I'm pretty sure this guy animates in 15 FPS just like me. But his looks so much better than the way I do mine. I don't even know what I'm doing wrong. Where did I go wrong?
Sorry.
Yeah, pretty much.
We meant to talk to you about it. Did you get the
Yeah,
memo?
it's.
Oh, he didn't get the memo. JK, we love you. We love you, Trev.
Get the memo.
Yep. One thing too, also about the story, I felt like it would have been just really easy for it to have turned into like the two guys go bowling. The one character is terrible at bowling. The other one is absolutely perfect. Into the robot voice to really emphasize. But I like the little subplot they did. I felt like it was different. I was like, whoa.
Am I being insulted here?
No,
is this gonna make me? Am I gonna cry?
What?
Because
You
that's
do
literally
you, man.
exactly
No,
what
'cause you
happens
do
in My
you.
Unlucky Life episode 1. What the frick, Chris? You're calling me out, and I don't
Hold on.
like.
Oh wait, crap! I can see how that. Well, see, you see, Jared. Sorry, Trevor. Why did I do that? Like, you really exaggerate it, so it's actually really funny. It's not like, oh no, he dropped the ball on his foot for the 5th time this episode. Like, your guy freaking gets hit by a motorcycle. That's hilarious. The Frame100 does not endorse laughing at people who get hit by motorcycles, unless they're in brick films.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Do I have to agree to this? Since I'm not like actually a host, or
You didn't sign a form, so you're okay.
You didn't make him sign the form again.
Sorry, forgot
Legal
again.
team is gonna have a
might be.
fit.
Gosh.
My parents have to sign it.
So upset. Well, whoops. But
My parents
yeah,
have
it's
to
a very
sign
solid film. I like that with all of his stuff. It does start off very generically, but like there actually is a very interesting story that gets unraveled as it goes on.
I really like that subplot. I thought that was really.
I respect
interesting.
that. Yeah.
Just fun.
It was cool. I was waiting for like the two guys' reactions to look at the guy in front of them. I was like, dude, does anyone see that big remote in his hand? Nobody.
Okay, here's the thing I want to know in the video. Baldo looks so good.
He did. It was
The same way I did. It's the bowling ball. It's
What way was that?
The piece he uses is literally just the bottom of the ball looks, it looks like it's a full ball, like it could roll around and everything, but it does have a hole in the bottom, so that's how it attaches to the minifig's hands and everything.
Yep.
And you literally just
a
make
stud or a Technic crosspiece.
it's just what is it, a peg or whatever, the hole. But it's flat on the bottom, so that's you just put that part down on the actual surface you have it on, and then just push it along.
I'm like watching the bowling right now, and I can't even. Good it looks like
So
bowling.
Oh god.
No, it's like the bowling. You didn't even notice that like nothing's been moved. None of the pieces have been moved. Like you said, the studs.
Mm-hmm.
It looks natural, like 100% natural, and it's blowing my mind right now.
Yeah,
I almost wonder for the scenes where it's not in a minifig's hand, I wonder if he just got a small plastic ball about that big, not even a Lego piece, and used that to substitute.
It could be.
Because it's way too smooth and clean to not have that stud.
Yeah.
Actually, wait. Yeah, I'm watching it again, and it does look like it's an actual, physical ball. I wonder if that's maybe just like a piece of candy or something. No, wait. I figured it out. I figured out what he does. He just has it on its side. It's just
Exposed.
sticky tack.
I'm kidding. That makes more sense.
Exposed.
Frame100 exposed channel.
Yeah, that makes sense. So he has the actual whole part, faced away from the camera. So that makes sense.
Water spray bottle? That isn't water. That's baby oil. We know the truth.
baby oil.
What?
Frame100 exposed.
Also, again, kind of linking back to the stickers thing, you know, he uses a lot of custom decals in this film, like the whole backdrop there for the over top of the little bowling lanes. That's all printed by him, I'm assuming.
Do you
God,
know
I
what
thought
I
that
was?
was done in After Effects.
I thought the funniest thing was like when the two guys walked in the bowling alley first, and everyone was cheering at them.
Yeah, like, that's
and
funny.
they were like, what? And then the two security guards came and was like, get in your seats. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Also, it was interesting. The doors that they enter through, it's kind of weird. He has the doors themselves, like the frame, it's placed like
Frame
sideways
100?
Oh, that's good.
Oh, puns.
He has them like placed sideways in terms of where the entrance actually is, and then he has the doors pulled out of the like, you know, when you have an actual door, it looks like it's closed, but he has it like open, and it makes it look like the doors are closed, and then he pushes them back into the frame of the door. He pushes them back into the door frame to get it to close. It's really interesting.
I see what you mean. Yeah,
it was a really bizarre way to go about, you know, doing that. But it's one of those extra little flares that he has that, you know, really makes it stand out.
I really love that limo. I don't know why. Is that in a set somewhere?
Nope.
I believe it's probably based on one.
Cool
looking
limo.
at it again, it does look like it's based on.
It's a cool limo.
It's probably like a slightly modified version of one of the ones that Lego themselves have done. It kind of looks familiar to the Ecto one. That's
yeah.
I wonder if that was
the way the
frame
windows
and then
are
he
done.
modified it.
I really like the lighting.
I mean, the way the door opens on the limo, on how smooth that looks.
All the animation is amazing.
Yeah, but I mean,
smooth.
Yeah, but here's the thing: it's smooth, but it's not all linear. Like when the security guards rush him out, for instance, that's definitely a faster pace than, say, the walk cycle, which End Films described the walk cycle in our comments, so that might be worth taking a look at. But it's smooth, it's not choppy, but the motion is varied. It's not all linear where it's just the same exact rate. Stuff ramps up, stuff ramps down, it's exponential, and I think that's honestly to its best advantage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I really love the when the pins come down on the lane and the lighting and like how he made like the what's the word? I don't know what the word is. It's a bowling term, but how
the pin setter?
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
Setter, yeah.
I just like how he built that and how it's like mechanically made or something, and like how the lighting is like a spotlight onto the pins. I just thought that was really cool.
Funny enough, I remember going back to my own film, that was stuff that I had realized I couldn't really accomplish very well, because I think what I did, where I messed up, is I made the lane, like the actual slot where you can see the pins, I made that way too large. I think I made that like a height of like 4 or 5 bricks tall, whereas in this film he only does it like 2 or 3. So that's where I had my issue with that sort of stuff.
Trevor, you were right. You were right about the ball thing.
Yeah.
Piece, because I'm going through it frame by frame now because I'm a detective. And whenever he spins
Ace
the ball
Brickman at his best
is the end piece. So
yeah,
that makes it even more impressive.
It's quite interesting. Also, I want to highlight, like, he does a lot of really good subtle animation in this film, and it's all like very smooth and everything. And that's something I'm trying to work on a lot with all the stuff I do. Because also, Sam, you do a phenomenal job at it. I think before I've mentioned it, how much I love the subtle animation and stuff you do, but it's really good.
Thank you.
So yeah, I always have an affinity to want to respect people that really put in the time.
The perfectionist.
Put some respect on that name.
Get some respect in there. Slap some respect on that sucker. Do it like flex tape.
I just cut this boat in half.
Here come the dank memes, guys.
See, that's why I put that there. To show you the power of flex tape, I sawed this set up in half.
Yo, I got flex tape actually, and it works really well.
Like, you can't
I've
see
been
me,
trying to
but
tell-
I'm dabbing right now.
The Frame 100 podcast is not endorsed by Flex Tape. Although Phil Swift,
We
if
wish
you're
you
watching
were.
this, we would
Yeah.
absolutely
Whoa,
love
whoa,
you.
Whoa, hold up.
did.
Awesome Pants. Who's calling the Lego movie garbage? That
I
did
wanna know
not
that.
happen.
I don't think that came out of our mouths.
That
did it?
could
I-
not
maybe
have
it's
possibly
that.
happened.
Who said that?
Sure.
Who said that?
Awesome Pants.
Frame 100 exposed.
Dun dun dun.
So,
Oh, so we're
We're
really
going to be on a
That's-
really
Kickstarter
going with
video
this
here
thing.
for too long.
to show you
but
to expose to you Frame 100. I sawed this podcast in half.
Yahoo!
We were talking about smoke. That's what he said.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think that's
Trevor
No,
said
it's-
that.
Trevor said the
Shut
smoke was
up.
trashy.
I'm
That
the
was all
last person
Trevor.
who would have said that it.
Exposed. Join
No,
us next
Trevor, you
week as
said-
we uncover all of Trevor's deepest, darkest secrets.
When Trevor, when you were
Good
talking
luck.
about how Wild Style was doing like her backflip thing, you said that you didn't like it or something like that. You weren't
I
a big
didn't like
fan.
the way the smoke looked. Yes, it was one aspect of the film that I thought wasn't perfect. I don't think any
TMZ.
film that's ever existed has.
TMZ breaking news: Trevor does not like the Lego Movie. He thinks it's garbage.
We're going to be on a Drama Alert episode next week.
Goodness.
Breaking news: Trevor hates
Also-
smoke. Oh, and
Yeah,
in
it's
films,
true.
you can't fix set bumps. At that point, you life descends into
There-
depravity. You
there
lose your
is-
house. You lose your girlfriend. You have a coffee drinking obsession. Everything goes downhill. Trust me, I've been there.
Honestly,
That sounds like a very familiar Lego brick film I might have watched
It
at some
is-
point in time.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Huh.
can I just say something about the end film thing? I've actually fixed a set bump.
Like physically, like you've moved the
Physically.
camera back into correct position. Wow, I've done it digitally before. I've fixed it.
Did it on
Um,
stream.
yeah. Actually, Rio again, he does a very good tutorial on how to fix that stuff. The warp stabilizer. I wonder if that's what I've used. I haven't touched Premiere in such a long
I
time.
have played around with that. It helps with some
Here's a lot
minor
of
set
work.
bumps, but I guess it only goes so far, you know.
I just use
Yeah.
the onion. I just use the onion layer on Dragon Frame and just try and get it back at least close enough to where nobody will notice.
Yeah, that's the way I usually
Mhm.
do it. And if that doesn't work, I usually go into After Effects and probably try and physically move the frame in a way that it kind of resembles in a way. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Yeah, Rio does he has an older tutorial on it, and it's pretty good. It helps a lot for, trying to line that stuff up. But yeah, I guess do we want to kind of sign off there and
I think we
We
did
will-
we did good today.
Worst
We
case,
did
yeah,
good
we
pick.
did.
Yeah.
We did. We actually got to all three of our topics, which is good. So, especially the dank memes part. I think the whole podcast was just a bunch of dank memes.
It was just
You're welcome.
a bunch of dank Trevor memes. That's what it was.
Yep. Join
It
us
was.
next
Knowledge.
It's not. It's not a dank Trevor meme until I
Knowledge.
drop some knowledge.
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 College.
Can we revive that meme, please? I'm
I
going
should
into
just have that
TPF
meme
right
as like
now.
a default on the Frame 100 stream. So whenever something happens, I just quickly flip to that one and it says
It's like standby.
stand
Stand
by
by.
for knowledge.
I'm actually going into Frame 100 right now, and I'm posting that in the memes chat. So you're welcome, everybody.
Thank you.
All right.
That's
Whoosh.
TPF, Trevor.
Yes, this is a fact. But
He said Frame
yeah.
100.
So thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this week.
Join us
I think
next
we all
week
had
as
a
we
lot of
expose
fun.
all Trevor's deepest, darkest secrets.
Stop it.
On
Where
the
does
next
he get his
episode
knowledge?
of
No one
Frame
knows.
100.
I had this plan
Where does he
I was
get his
gonna quickly just
knowledge?
go off about that, like be as loud as everyone else, override everyone else, and then quickly switch to the outro before Trevor could protest. But that's not happening now. I've been exposed.
Ree. Also, go check out Dibs' new 25 brick films, a Christmas brick film. He's uploading it, I guess, like right now. It's almost done.
Right now. Go do it. Drop what
As
you're
we
doing.
speak,
Yes.
this is happening.
If you're going to the
But,
bathroom,
yes.
finish up, go watch it. Or watch it there. It's up to
Exactly.
you.
All right,
It's going
thank you
down.
everybody for joining us so much. It was awesome having you with us today, Sam. We will
Thanks for
definitely
letting
be
me
having you
come.
back on.
Sorry I
Sure
talked
thing.
a lot.
No, that's perfect. We need talking.
Exactly, anytime. But yes, and Enter Brick Stars. That's it.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Thank you
Go
so
make
much for joining
something.
us today.
Go make something.
Have a good week. Go watch the 25 Brick Films of Christmas stuff.
Go
Watch
make a
Ace
brick film.
Brickman.
Go make a brick film.
Do it. We'll see you later.
Yeah.
Adios.
Team